Hello, this is Nikki DiMarino. So for the first question, it says, how does research on life conditions that accelerate telomere shortening illustrate the joint influence of heredity and environment on biological aging? Well, a telomere is the end of a chromosome. This is so that the chromosome cannot duplicate. Telomere shortening can actually be simply said as death. When telomere lengths reduce, then the lifespan of an individual actually increases. So research has shown that increased lengths of the telomere is the one that is responsible for aging signs. But if the telomere length shortens, then that person will obtain immorality. 2, why are people in a committed relationship likely to be more sexually active and satisfied than those who are dating several partners? Individuals who are in more of a committed relationship tend to be more emotionally and sexually satisfied because it exhibits love, affection, and those lead to satisfying sex. Individuals who are dating multiple partners don't really have that emotional connection with one, so they will not be as sexually satisfied as ones that are in a relationship. It is very important to obtain love in a relationship in order to be satisfied. All right, so for question 3, how does expertise affect information processing? Why is expertise necessary for, but not the same as, creativity? Expertise affects us in a way by which we yield new information from existing knowledge that we possess. This allows us to ensure the knowledge that we gain actually makes sense. But expertise is not the same as creativity. Creativity is when we develop new ideas and thoughts based on the knowledge that we have. Thinking creative can lead to innovative ways outside our field of expertise. Question 4 states, what student and college environment characteristics contribute to favorable psychological changes during the college years? There are many psychology books that suggest that there are 7 basic psychological changes that occur during our college years or late adolescence. So those 7 are 1, proficiency in study, 2, management of emotions, 3, autonomy, 4, figuring who we are and figuring out ourselves, 5, varied relationships. So that could be friendships, sexual relationships, family relationships. 6, the purpose of our lives. And 7 is establishing integrity. So all of these changes that we go through in these in this time of our lives, they occur so we can find out our independence and seek what we want in life and figure out what our destination is and what we want. Now to question 5, it says, what cultural changes have led to the emergence of the period known as emerging adulthood? So, emerging into adulthood is the distinct period. This is between the ages of between like 18 and 25 years old, where young adolescents become independent, and the transition into adulthood have become delayed and prolonged. It has spawned a new transitional period. So this mostly affects the industrialized nations and strongly associated with higher education. This also increases globalization. So emerging into adulthood, entry-level positions in many fields now require more education. So you have to go to a secondary school, get a higher degree, this, that, and the other. Well, for secondary schools, there's a longer period of time that this kind of sticks around. So with wealthy nations, it's longer lived. So there is not a pressing need for young people's labors. So in developing nations, only a privileged minority, usually those from wealthier families who are admitted into universities, experience it, often for a shorter span of time. In the industrialized nations, these young individuals go through this transition, but they have families that are well off that can help support them and further their education, with financial support, explore different career possibilities and travel the country and get all of those different experiences. Question 6 states, according to Levinson, how do the life structures of men and women differ? So, Levinson believes that during the transition into adulthood or early adulthood, most people create dreams of what they believe their lives are going to be like. White picket fence, kids, family, job. Well, women tend to have a split dream. So they want a career and they want a family. Around the age of 28 to 30, people who have become preoccupied with a career tend to look for a life partner, and that's more based towards men. While women who have emphasized marriage and family, they often developed and like goals now for themselves. They want to start careers, and that tends to happen in middle adulthood. Men tend to settle down in an effort to establish a niche in society. So basically, like women, I know for me, when I was 18, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get married and have kids, and I want to go to school and I want to further my education, this, that, and the other, but I wanted to have a family. Where my fiance, he went to school right out of high school and got his career figured out, and then he finally wanted to settle down a bit. But men and women think differently as to what they want their lives and dreams to be.